Aloha and welcome back. I'm Stacy with Hawaii Wildlife Fund, and this is lesson 2 of our marine debris unit. If you have not seen the first lesson, please go back and do that so that you know what I'm talking about during this lesson. But I am going to do a quick review because I think it's important for those who did watch it to remember all of the details. So, in the first lesson, we learned all things marine debris. We learned what it was, what it's made out of. We learned about all the different types of plastic. We learned how it's affecting our wildlife and our marine life. And I'm going to use a really cool PowerPoint that one of my colleagues made. It's a field guide to marine debris in Hawaii. And I'm going to use that to review the first lesson. So sit tight for a second. I'm going to get this going. And here we are. So, all right. So what else did we talk about in our first lesson? We talked a lot about single-use plastics. Remember, we talked about how we use plastic is really important. And if we're using things that are designed to be used one time and then thrown away, we're just adding to this plastic pollution problem. All right. Here's some plastic bottle caps, things that we find, very commonly found. In this top right-hand photo, I'm going to move my face down. Isn't it fun how I float like that? So this photo right here of the albatross chick biodegrading with the plastic, still there, still in a big old pile, right? This bird ingested the plastic like many other sea creatures and wildlife are doing, and it did not make it, did not survive. Who knows the reasons why, but look at all those bottle caps. Oh my. Disposable lighters, again, single-use plastic. Single-use toothbrushes. Would you say these are single-use? Tell me in the comments what you think. Are these toothbrushes single-use? Toys, lots and lots of different sorts of toys all over the place. Shoes, did you know your shoes are made out of plastic? Some of them, most of them are. Cigarette butts. We talked about cigarette butts. Derelict fishing nets and line bundles. These are causing animals in the ocean specifically to become entangled. Remember that fun activity we did with the rubber bands with me? Oh, no, it was Penny and Delaney. And we had a simulation of what it might feel like to get entangled into a net or line underwater. We didn't quite get the full picture because we weren't really in any danger, but we did get stuck. All right. And then the next couple examples of marine debris that we find in Hawaii are from mariculture industry. Hagfish traps. Hagfish are used in cosmetics industry. And then we have oyster spacers. Crates and barrels or baskets. These can come from all sorts of different industries. And buoys. And oftentimes buoys have hitchhikers on them, as you can see in this middle photo right here. We've got some gooseneck barnacles on a buoy. And I also see some lacy bryozoans. And oftentimes we can see writing from other countries on them. I don't think that's Korean. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you know what it says, let me know. All these different languages here. We find lots of nurdles. We talked about that. Pre-production plastic. Everything that's plastic starts off as a nurdle and then it is melted down and all the different chemicals and things are added to it so that it creates different types of plastics. Microplastics. We can't really identify what these pieces once were, but they're so tiny. When they get into our food system, it can be really dangerous for us, really dangerous for wildlife. Okay, and then one other threat that I forgot to mention back here with the nets and line bundles, oops, there they are, is that they smother and damage the reef. Remember that? They block out the light so that the coral can't photosynthesize, and be really dangerous for our primary producers. Okay, I'm gonna flip back through all of this, and I think I'm gonna end this presentation, and I'm gonna get into our actual presentation for what we're doing today, sorting marine debris. So, today we're gonna take some of the information, all of the information that we've learned so far about marine debris, and we are going to look at a sample of marine debris that Hawaii Wildlife Fund collected down at Camilo. And we're gonna try and categorize it. We're gonna try and see what we can see from it. We're gonna look at this sample of marine debris from a scientist's viewpoint, all right? We're gonna use a scientific method to do that, and I'll get into it in a second. But first, look at this photo. This is a picture of our wonderful volunteers sorting marine debris into different types of plastic, because at the time, we were sending certain plastics to be recycled, and then the other plastics we were throwing in the landfill because we didn't know what else to do with them. So we do try to divert as much as we can. All right, so today we're gonna do some sorting. But first, we must figure out what this OHECK thing means. So OHECK is an acronym for the scientific method, okay? And we break it up like this: observation, observe, hypothesis, experiment, conclusion, and knowledge. That's what OHECK stands for. Observation. We always want to be observing. You can learn so much just by being quiet and quieting your mind and observing your surroundings. So we start here. Then we can form a hypothesis, which is an educated guess, all right, that we can test. Can you test this? What are we trying to test? We're trying to figure out if our hypothesis is true or not. So we're gonna create an experiment. We're gonna collect some data, and we're going to use that data to see if we can prove or disprove our hypothesis. Either way, whether your hypothesis is correct or not, you will come with some piece of conclusion, and no matter what the answer is, you'll always walk away with some piece of knowledge. All right, so that's the goal, walking away with a piece of knowledge. All right, and today, we're going to be joined by my little crew. Again, this time Nico is going to make a debut, and Penny. They're going to help us sort through our sample of marine debris. Now, when you are watching this video, maybe you have the idea that you want to go clean your neighborhood. You might not be by the beach, and you may not be picking up marine debris, but it'd be really cool if you did go and get all the trash that you can, and safely, of course, and with your parents' permission. Go pick up the trash and then check it out and see if you can tell where it's from. Here's just another cool little flow chart of the scientific method, everything that we just talked about. If you happen to be by a beach and you're able to get your own set of trash from the coastline, then you might be able to use the data sheet exactly as we have it to answer some of the questions you might have about your debris. And if you do that, then just want to explain a few of the categories here. Sometimes, so we're going to categorize them into broken, whole, like all the pieces, and then broken pieces. Now, this car, for example, this toy car, it washed ashore and it doesn't have its wheels. It's only part of a car, but we know it's a car because we can recognize that it's a car. However, it is broken. So it's going to get categorized in the broken category. And then we have hitchhikers. Hitchhikers are going to see on your data sheet. And this buoy has both gooseneck barnacles up along the top and kind of in a ring here. And then also this lacy bryozoan colony growing on. Bryozoans are similar to corals. You should look them up so you can see what the differences are. But one of the main similarities that they have is that they use sunlight. They live in a colony and they use sunlight to create their home, which is this calcium carbonate home, shell thing. But they grow differently. So go see if you can tell the differences. So that tells me that this piece of debris here was floating in a place where it got lots of sunlight, or enough sunlight so that those bryozoans could thrive on there. All right, and then sometimes I'll look real close to see if there's any, is there any lettering from different languages there? All right, sometimes it looks like this example on the screen, sometimes it looks similar, sometimes it looks like English, but the word is so weird, so maybe it's Spanish, who knows? And then oftentimes we see marine debris that has bite marks on it because we know animals are eating it, and we clearly know that by seeing how many pieces are bit. So hopefully we'll be able to find out a percentage of how many pieces are being bit in our sample of marine debris. That could be your hypothesis. What's the percentage of marine debris here that has shark bites or fish bites or animal bites, bite marks in general? Okay. And with that, we're going to jump over to the activity. So let's go.
Hey guys, I forgot to mention before we start sorting marine debris that in the description to this video, I have linked a data sheet, the one rough outline of the one that I'm going to use today, so that you can fill it out with your own data that you've collected. You've done your own cleanup, whether it's in your neighborhood or at a park, or if you're near coastline, if it's at the beach, you could do a beach cleanup, and maybe you might get some actual marine debris items. But something to remember is that the ocean is downhill from everywhere. So by cleaning up in your neighborhood, you are preventing future marine debris from entering the ecosystem. And so kudos to you, and that counts. So see if you can add it onto your data sheet, or you can just use the data that we collect in this video. All right, now we're gonna get into the sorting activity. Hello everybody. I'm here with my two marine debris sorters, Nico and Penny, and they're gonna help us sort all this marine debris we have laid out on the tarp. Let's check out what we got here.
Really cool hat. It's a good music jump.
All right guys, go ahead and check out the debris.
I want to light something up.
Here is our marine debris sorting data sheet, and it is very similar to the one that I've linked in for you guys to use. We're gonna fill it out together. So the first thing we're gonna look for here is a total number of items. Penny and Nico are each going to count and make a pile, and then we're going to add their stuff up. All right, guys, go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Nico, how many pieces did you have in your pile? Write it down. And how many pieces did Penny have?
40.
40. Good. Now make an equal sign. We have to add those two together. And another line on top. And then write 71. Seven's backwards. Erase that part, yep. That's good. Yep. Good. All right, so now we have 71 total number of items in our pile. Now we're gonna count and how many pieces of them are broken. So now Nico and Penny have their debris sorted out between whole and broken items, and they're gonna count their broken items. Ready, go.
What?
Okay, we had a small correction. In the first one, total number of pieces, we have 78 altogether, okay? And then when Nico counted his broken pieces, he got how many? Say it, Nico. Say it. 31. And what did you have?
17.
31 plus 17. Anyone know? 48.
Ah!
Now we're going to check out items with a different language written on it. Okay, Nico, how many pieces of your debris have foreign languages on it?
3.
3. And Penny?
4.
4. There we are. 7 pieces with different languages on it. Now we're going to look at things that used to be a toy. All right, look through your piles. You got any toys in there? Nico, how many toys do you have?
10.
10. And what did you find while you were looking at the toys?
A teacup.
No, you found something special on that lipstick. What did you find?
A language written on it.
A different language than English? Okay, does that mean we have to change that number up there? Okay, we'll do that in a minute. Penny, how many toys do you have?
2.
2. Okay, guys, we're almost there. We've got all of our items that used to be a toy. We got 6, and then we added Nico's foreign language piece there, so now there's 8 total there. And now we're gonna count pieces that have bite marks. Penny is holding a few pieces of marine debris that have bite marks on them. So I'm just gonna zoom in so you can see. Neeks, how many pieces do you have that have bite marks?
2.
And Penny?
3. Happy!
All right, we got 5 pieces that have bite marks. And now the last one is how many items are single-use plastic? All right, now you guys might be wondering, what is single-use plastic? Some of you might already know what that is, but some of you might not. So, how do you figure out if something is single-use plastic? Well, when a product is made, say it's put into a bottle like this. We don't really know what this is, there's no writing, words, we're just guessing, but say there was hand soap in here or hand sanitizer, okay? Once all of that fluid is gone, all the hand sanitizer is gone, what are you supposed to do with the bottle? You're supposed to
throw it away!
You're supposed to throw it away. It's intended for you to throw it away after the single use and then buy a new one. It's how manufacturers and brands are able to sell lots and lots and lots of the same thing. So sometimes your shampoo bottles, I don't know if this was shampoo, but it looks like it could be a kid's shampoo bottle. And when all the shampoo is gone, what do, Penny?
Throw it away!
So that's single use. I hope that's helpful. Nico, is this pen considered single use, Nico?
Yes.
Yeah, because once all the ink is gone, you throw it away. But what if it takes you 3 months to go through all the ink in this pen? Is it still considered single use?
Yes.
It is. All right, Nico, how many pieces of single-use plastic did you find in your pile? 3. And Penny, how many did you find?
3.
All right, guys, 3 plus 3 is?
6.
Good.
Wait, how's there 2 layers?
And here is a still shot of the final data sheet.
Fun fact, Once a month, our team of scientists do a similar survey down at the beach. By doing this, we're able to learn more about the debris composition. We're able to find out how much of what of the different types wash up on the shore and in how frequently are they washing up. And we do this in hopes to reduce plastic waste to begin with. For example, if we find lots of Coca-Cola products, we could reach out to that manufacturer and say, hey guys, we're finding your bottles and your products all over our beach. We could potentially inspire them to redesign their products. We've also used the data from these surveys to inspire local policy changes like the plastic bag ban and other legislative efforts that have to do with single-use plastics. And that wraps up lesson number 2, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're really excited to share our next lesson video in this unit is going to be a virtual huaka'i, or a virtual adventure to Camilo Point. This area is really special because it is protected as a forest reserve, and there are really beautiful, rare, endemic Hawaiian plants that exist down there and nowhere else. So we're really excited to be putting that together for you guys, so stay tuned for that. Mahalo again for joining us, and until next time, hui ho.